and thanks for visiting today. Today we're going to talk about my Haworthia plant. I have this plant from my recent Lowe's haul of plants. You've probably seen that previous video. But this little plant is doing so well, I just had to make its own separate little video. I think I have identified it. It only came labeled as Haworthia species, but I think it's an Haworthia attenuata, and I do see not really lines like a zebra cactus, even though it's called a zebra cactus, the little Haworthia, but it's kind of like random little white dots all around. But this particular little plant is blooming. I have a long bloom stalk all the way up. It reaches about 12-15 inches up, but really looks cute. The little flowers aren't all blooming at once, but they have a real pretty green look. Real pretty green look to them, and a yellow throat. I don't know if that's showing through in the plants have a real pretty yellow throat, and they look just like lines of green, and some of the lines are a little bit pinkish, or I don't know. That looks real good. You can see that kind of plain right there. I think they're real cute, and it looks like I'm going to have a lot up and down this stalk. And some of the information that I can find about the plant says these stalks can get sometimes 15-16 inches high on these tiny little plants, because the plant itself is only about 3 inches. Now I have mine right now in the container that it came from the store, and you can see what a pretty rosette form that is, with all those little white dots, not in any real pattern, just kind of scattered. And I'll put the variation that I think this is at the top, or as an overlay, so that you can see what I'm identifying it as. But I have at least 4 little pups. Here on the side, I've got a pup there, and then on this side is another one, and there's the biggest one so far. And then it looks like just starting on this side is a real tiny one, if you can see it in there. Can you see that in the light? Yeah. But as you can see, it's a little 2.5 inch pot from the nursery, and I'm keeping it in this little container, no hole in the bottom, so this acts as its saucer. I can pull this out and water it when it's very dry, and I can tell by the lightness this one's very dry, and then I just put it back in its little saucer once it's fully drained. But this little container seems to be perfect for this little pot. I have another Haworthia. I don't know its species. It just came labeled as Haworthia, but it does have the little lines on it. You can see how its little white, I don't know, markings are more in a line. So that may be the fasciata or the attenuata. I'm not sure. I'll have to look those up. But this one is starting to pup too. And I have one little dry start there. It feels very hard and dry, so I'm not sure if that's what some of them do when they try to pup and then dry out in between. But this one just barely opens at the top, and it'll close up, and when I water it, it starts to open a little bit more. But I like that one too. But I'm anxiously awaiting the rest of these. to open. Wish I had all of these open at the same time, like an orchid, so that I could admire all the flowers together. But I'm growing these under lights in the basement, and I really like the Haworthia. This is the first time I've had one of those. But thanks for joining me today, and we'll talk about a lot of my other plants later on. You've met these in some of my other videos, but I'm really enjoying my little indoor garden this winter. Thanks for watching.